"Where's Mary Ann?" asked Connie Bradshaw, standing under Mrs. Madrigal's red tasseled archway. "I thought you said she'd be here." Brian selected a joint from a Wedgwood plate. "She's here. At least, I saw her upstairs." "Geez, it's been a million years since I've seen her." "You two are good friends, huh?" "Oh, the best. I mean, we haven't been too good about keeping in touch or anything, but, well, you know how it goes in this town." "Sure." I think someone wants to talk to you, Brian." "Oh, hi, Michael." "Hi, have you seen Gale Storm? You haven't seen Gale Storm, have you?" "Who?" "Mary Ann." Brian took a toke off the joint, then passed it to Connie. "We were just talking about that. What's with her, anyway? I thought she was orchestrating this orgy." "She was. I guess she's fixing her face or something." "Hey, don't go away. I've got something for you." He ducked into the kitchen and returned with a small package wrapped in silver foil. Brian flushed. "Hey, man, we said no presents, remember?" "I know," said Michael, "but this isn't for Christmas, really. I just forgot to give it to you earlier." "That's nice," Connie beamed. Brian glanced at her, then back at Michael. There was something more impish than usual about Michael's grin. "Hey, Michael, this isn't—" "Go on," squealed Connie. "I can't stand the suspense." Brian looked directly into Michael's eyes. "Shall I?" he smiled. "What the hell? The sooner you open it, the sooner you can use it." "Right," Connie agreed. Brian tore into the package. He was fully prepared when the heavy brass ring emerged from the tissue paper. "It's a nice one, Michael. Very handsome." "Are you sure? I can take it back if—" "No, I'm nuts about it." Michael stayed poker-faced. "I hope it's your size." "What is it?" asked Connie. Brian held it up so she could look at it. "Nice, huh?" "It's gorgeous. What's it for?" Brian's eyes flashed toward Michael for a split second, then back to Connie. "It's an ornament," he said appreciatively. "You hang it on your tree." Michael picked up a tray of brownies in the kitchen. "Are these loaded?" he asked. Mrs. Madrigal merely smiled at him. "I thought so," said Michael. "Has Mary Ann come down yet?" "Not yet." "What on earth could have—" "I can check if you want." "No, thank you, dear, but I need you down here." "Are you expecting any others?" She checked her watch. "One," she said vaguely, "though I'm not sure. It's nothing definite, dear." "Is everything all right, Mrs. Madrigal?" She smiled and kissed him on the cheek. "I'm with my family, aren't I?" When Michael returned to the living room, he almost dropped the brownies. "Mona!" In the firm but pliant flesh. "Hot damn! What happened to Dorothea?" "She's having a white Christmas with her parents in Oakland." "It's snowing in Oakland?" "It's too long a story, Mouse." She set the tray down and flung her arms around. He set the tray down and flung his arms around her. "God damn it, I've missed you." "Yeah, same here." "Well, you don't look any worse for wear." "Yeah," she grinned. "Same old Mona, smiling in the face of perversity." And then the next chapter is called Saying Goodbye. When Mary Ann finally appeared, she made her apologies to Mrs. Madrigal. "I hope it hasn't been a hassle. I guess I just lost track of the time with Christmas shopping and all." "Don't be silly, dear. It's been no problem at all, and Michael's been the perfect—" "You haven't seen Mr. Williams, have you, dear? If he's in the house, we should certainly invite him to—" No, I haven't. Not for a day or so, anyway." "Well, that's too bad. He's been gone a lot recently. He hasn't seemed himself. To me, anyway." "No, he hasn't, has he? It's nice to see my friend Connie again." "I know, isn't that a coincidence? And Mona was able to make it after all, and, well, God bless us every one." She kissed Mary Ann a bit too breezily on the cheek and rushed past her out of the room. It seemed to Mary Ann that she was crying. 15 minutes later, Mona looked for the landlady and found her on the stairway at the entrance to the lane. "Waiting for somebody?" she asked, sitting down beside her. "No, dear, not anymore." "Anybody I know?" "I wish you had." "Had?" "I meant, it's hard to explain, dear." "I'm sorry I haven't kept in touch with you more." Mrs. Madrigal turned and looked at her. There were tears in her eyes. "Oh, thank you for saying that," she cried. She held on to Mona for a moment, then straightened up again, regaining her composure. "I'd like to move back in," said Mona, "if you can stand me." "Stand you? You simple child, I've missed you more than you'll ever know." Mona smiled. "Thank you, and Merry Christmas." "Merry Christmas, dear." "Why don't you come back in? It's cold out here." "I will, in a minute. You run along." "Couldn't your friend meet you inside?" "He's not coming, dear. He's already left us." He left at Halcyon Hill. Dr. Jack Kincaid administered a sedative to his wife while his daughter and son-in-law said goodbye to him. He was flat on his back in bed. His skin was so pale that it seemed translucent. "Daddy? Is that you, Dee Dee?" "It's me and Beecham." "Oh. We have a surprise for you, Daddy." Beecham flashed an uneasy glance at his wife. Dee Dee glared back at him, then turned and knelt at her father's bedside. "Daddy, we're going to make you a grandfather." Silence. "Did you hear me, Daddy?" Edgar smiled. "I heard." "Aren't you glad?" He lifted his hand feebly. "Could you show me?" "She's so small." Dee Dee stood up, taking his hand, pressing it gently against her belly. "I don't think you can feel—" "No, I can feel her." "You think it's a girl, huh?" "Yes." "So do I. Have you picked out a name yet?" "No, not yet." "Name her Anna, will you?" "Anna?" "I've always liked the name." Smiling again, he kept his hand pressed against the warm new life. "Hello, Anna," he said. "How the hell are you?" And then the last chapter is called The Golden Gate. Bundled up against the wind, Marianne and Michael set out across the bridge on New Year's Day. "I've never done this," she said. "I can't believe it," he grinned. "There's something you've never done?" "Lay off, Michael." He squeezed her arm. "You've had a busy year, Lucretia." "Michael, look. You can joke about it with me, but we've got to be very, very careful about... You think I don't know what being an accomplice means? I'm still so freaked out about it I could die." Michael leaned against the rail. "Show me where it happened." She looked faintly annoyed, then nodded toward the cliffs. "Over there. See where the buoy is? Right behind it." He pointed at the buoy. "That one?" "Don't point, Michael." "Why?" "Somebody'll see you." "Oh, please, the body hasn't even turned up yet." "But it could. It could turn up at any time." "So?" "Well, it's possible that the police could think it was foul play, and it's possible that some witness somewhere could identify me as the person who was with him at the museum, and there are lots of things that could implicate me, and I still don't see why the hell you don't just report the accident. It was an accident, wasn't it?" "Yes." He grinned. "Just checking." "Michael, if I tell you something, will you swear on a stack of Bibles that you'll never, ever tell another living soul?" "You think I'd cross you, baby? I've seen what you do to your enemies." "Forget it." "No, please, I promise. Come on, tell me." She studied him sternly, then said, "Norman wasn't just a pornographer, Michael." "Huh?" "He was a private eye." "Jesus, how did you know?" "He told me right before he fell. He also told me he was working on a big case that was going to make him a lot of money. It made me start to wonder about why he came to Barbary Lane in the first place, and why he would question me about certain things." "Wow, go on." "Well, when I got back to the house after, I got the spare key out of the basement again and went through the room again, and this time the child porn didn't stop me." Michael whistled. "Nancy Drew, eat your heart out." "He had a huge file, Michael, and you know what he was investigating?" "What?" "Mrs. Madrigal." "What?" I couldn't believe it either. "Well, what did it say?" "I don't know." "Now, wait a minute." "I burned it, Michael. I took it back to my room and burned it in a trash can. Why do you think I was late for the party?" Down the peninsula at Cypress Lawn Cemetery, a woman in a paisley turban climbed out of a battered automobile and trudged up the hillside to a new grave. She stood there for a moment, humming to herself, then removed a joint from a tortoise-shell cigarette case and laid it gently on the grave. "Have fun," she smiled. "It's Colombian." And that's where it ends. The first book.